What's going on? I just finished watching Timothy Shieff's video, Am I Still Vegan? And for those of you who watched the video as well, then you already know that he is not vegan anymore. Now, this was actually quite visible. If you've watched his latest videos, or a couple of his latest videos at least, then you will notice these these healthy puffy cheeks that he has again, the muscle tone that he has again. He also has quite some impressive moves in the gym again, quite some explosive power again. He talks with a very calm voice. You can, if you're a sensible human being, if you're a human being that is gifted with common sense and a little bit of an ability to read people, you will notice that he talks with the calmness of a person who came to peace with a couple of certain truths that are out there but are well disguised by propaganda and other stuff. So Tim the human, Timothy Shieff, he's not vegan anymore. Another one bites the dust. Now in this video I would like to discuss a little bit why and how fasting so often cures veganism, because that was the case for him as well. He fasted for 35 days on nothing but distilled water, which is a pretty bad idea, by the way, if you ever attempt to replicate that. I just want to give you the information here that this is a bad idea. You're just gonna flush yourself out of minerals. You're gonna absolutely destroy your ability to digest stuff, and you have to come back from such a fast really, really damn slowly. And you can almost be sure that it's basically impossible to do it right, quote unquote. You're gonna have some digestive upsets. You're gonna have issues. If you're lucky, you're not worse afterwards than you were before it. So what happened to him? He basically started again with what he believed is the ideal human diet, which is a raw vegan diet. He's not so far from the truth here. It is probably a diet that is very close to a raw diet. But restricting oneself to the vegan realm inside of that raw realm is kind of stupid, especially if you consider the knowledge that we have nowadays from tribes that still live natural lifestyles, who all also include at least some sort of animal products into their diet, and especially also some raw animal products, okay? They are not afraid of these things because they are actually pretty healthful. If you know how to combine these foods, if you know the timing right, if you get the timing right, stuff like that. So anyway, he after his fast, he came back on a raw vegan diet, basically ate some fruits, got digestive upsets again, I wasn't satisfied, then continued on cooked vegan stuff. Of course, his digestive issues came back with full force, which is only understandable. If you fast 35 days on water and then eat nothing but fruit for another week or two, you can be damn sure that you've got zero stomach acid left, all right? Zero digestive acidity. In order to break down grains and legumes and all these stuffs properly, so that they are not able to cause any problems inside of your digestive tract, you need a hell lot of stomach acid, which means that at least sometimes you gotta get in that meaty animal product stimulus, because this is what your stomach recognizes, and this is what triggers it to secrete hydrochloric acid actually in greater amounts. Not only that, but also all the bacteria that break down that stuff, which you don't kill, by the way, when you don't cook that stuff. They are also really acid lovers, okay? They are acidophilous bacteria, so they during their digestive processes, they create acids and push up the acidity, the general acidity of your digestive system, which is in general helpful. Again, it's going to also help you to digest the one or the other grain meal that you might have in between a lot better, okay? Because these acids are going to break down the gluten, proteins, they're going to break down these anti-nutrients and all that stuff. If you don't have this acidity, then all this stuff is going to give you a lot more problems. So what happens? This guy has, of course, zero stomach acidity, zero digestive acidity, and he eats a cooked vegan diet again. Basically, one of the harshest diets to your stomach. that you can have if you have this condition. Now, obviously, he's not feeling well, tries a bit of animal products and feels better instantly. Of course, because animal products are actually relatively easy to digest even when they are cooked, and are even more easy to digest if they are not cooked, by the way. Because your enzymes get better to the proteins, and there's all the bacteria still alive, and yeah. What of course becomes apparent is that he doesn't tell anyone right away, because he was vegan and he pushed the vegan message real hard before, and now had to learn the inconvenient truth that veganism is not the end of the spectrum when it comes to all optimal nutrition, which ironically is what 99% of vegans at this moment, current vegans, believe. 2 years from now, 3 years from now, a lot of them will be wiser. Okay, and then there is another filter where the intelligent ones will find their way back to ethically sourced animal products, and especially the raw animal product realm. Whereas the other part, the not so smart people, will just simply go back to a standard American diet and will face the problems sooner or later that come with that. I truly believe that Tim is actually part of the smarter crew. Because he's very open-minded. He says it himself, open-mindedness is what led him to veganism, and it is now leading him away from veganism. He's also a person that does not get distracted by stupid science, which is not able to detect, these advantages of these foods, or detects them, but doesn't tell anyone about it on purpose, which is something that I personally believe not to be the case. I think that nutritional science, is just simply too stupid, okay? Because the human body is just too complex. It's very arrogant for us to believe that we understand all the interactions of vitamins, how they work chemically in the body. I mean, how many different variants are there of vitamin A and vitamin C, whether they are oxidized or reduced, whether there is, different spectrums in energy and energy levels of these molecules. These molecules are extremely complex, whether they are bound to certain organic compounds and whatnot. So it is not that easy. To put it simply, it is not that easy to understand. And to pick out one single nutrient out of these huge amounts of different substances, analyze it, and then have the arrogance to claim that you know how this substance exactly works inside the body. Yeah, again, this is just pure arrogance. But this is how 99% of modern studies work and are conducted. And even if they are scientifically correct from a statistical point of view and from a relevance point of view, when they get peer-reviewed and all the the calculations get controlled for and they are correct, even then it doesn't really matter, because is it still relevant? Is the connection that they made with that nutrient still relevant if you excluded so many other factors? If you literally, quote unquote, have taken it out of the context of the human body, out of the animal body, out of its biology. So yeah, inside of the nutritional science, it's really good if you just simply go by results, okay? Test different things out for yourself, see the results, really make a good food diary, okay? Make a good food diary and really, track your stuff. Track what you eat, track how you feel. And this way you will notice what kind of effect a certain food has. And this becomes especially apparent if you abstain from a certain food for a long period of time. Now, this is something that all vegans have in common. All vegans, if they were really honest and really did it for 100%, abstained from animal products for a really, really long time, for years, a lot of them, all right? So when they reintroduce animal products into their diet, they really can feel the difference. And this is why so many hop off the vegan bandwagon once they, reintroduce high quality animal products, because they really can feel the difference. They can feel the difference what it makes on their life quality. So why, this is the last question that I want to attack here during this video, why does fasting cure veganism so often? Why it is so often the case that these people start fasting and then right afterwards they reintroduce back animal products into their diet and feel a lot better. Now the thing is, when you're vegan for long enough and you're abstaining from animal products long enough, what happens is you turn your digestive system alkaline over time, and it becomes more and more problematic to digest these harsh vegan foods, especially the harsh vegan cooked foods, all right? Especially if you're at the same time eating a lot of fruits, which turn your digestive system even more alkaline, because fruits get digested in an alkaline way. I've talked about this before. So what you have here is a very alkaline digestive system with very harsh foods, which means that all of them run into digestive problems sooner or later. Now what happens then is that they start fasting. Why? Because fasting will make them feel better instantly. If you stop eating these harsh foods, you're not going to have any problems, right? Now the thing is, you can only fast for so long. And what these people realize over time is that every time when they fast, they feel good. But when they stop fasting, they crave even more food because they don't eat properly in the times when they are eating, okay? So they stuff down a lot of these harsh foods again during their refeeds, and they feel shitty again, and then they have to fast sooner or later again to recover from the eating, essentially. And sooner or later they realize that there is only one food group which is proper enough, quote unquote, which fits properly enough into the human system to recover from a fast, to really recover from a fast without destroying your digestive abilities. And these are animal products, and especially raw animal products, because they contain a lot of calories, they contain a lot of easily digested proteins, and they contain a lot of easily digested fats. Fats which are very similar to the fats that we carry on our body anyways. So the body doesn't have to do a lot of converting here, you know. And all of these factors come together, and this is how people who are vegan for a very long time and discovered fasting for themselves as a tool for literally enlightenment, become more drawn towards animal products again. And this is really ironic, I think. This is so fascinating, because in their attempt to reach more spirituality, you know, via fasting, via meditating and all that stuff, where they end up in the end, if they are smart enough, is indeed a place of enlightenment, which is the knowledge that finally the human body is just simply designed to eat animal products. Not exclusively necessarily, but animal products are a natural part of every human's diet. If you're a human on this planet Earth, you will definitely not thrive as much as you could if you completely leave out animal products. And this is what these people realize after years of veganism, leaving out these foods from their diet, noticing the difference when they reintroduce it, and especially get pointed towards it during fasting. So yeah, all I can say is that I'm definitely happy for Tim Shieff that he made this connection now too. Again, another one bites the dust. It's really interesting to see the vegan movement really fall apart here on social media, while at the same time it's getting pushed more and more in the mainstream media and, in the supermarkets and in general in the Western world. So it's going to be interesting to see where this all heads to. But anyway, just wanted to elaborate a bit on that subject. Hopefully it was informational. Bye.